Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Trading Table. Joined with me is Landon, and today we're going to be going over how support and resistance works. Support and resistance is a good way to use almost like a window of how to trade. So, in this video, we're going to be going over how to get key levels if you don't have Bookmap and you just are trying to get something quick. How to use Bookmap within, how it supplements support and resistance for the short term. We're going to be explaining momentum and how it is necessary to break these levels and how buyers and sellers affect support and resistance. So looking at SPY, right, this is from Friday the 24th. As we can see here, I feel like a common mistake a lot of people would make is just going to the peak and then, putting a level there. But that's not the case here. You would probably want to bring it down to this peak over here, or maybe even this peak here. Without Bookmap, it is a little bit harder to find notable levels, but you want to see where, stocks kind of bounce, right? So they have a candle moving up and then it consequently moves and bounces back down. And you can do the same thing for support, right? So like down here, you can see this candle, right? It hits and then bounces back up, hits, bounces up, right? And you can see when there is momentum here. So there was very strong upward momentum. It did kind of falter around this level. If we zoom in here, we can see that, it bounced a few times before moving up, and the momentum carried through that resistance, but moved back down. And that's also another thing to watch out for. A lot of new traders, they'll see something like this right here, right? And they'll hop into a trade, which you definitely don't want to do, because sometimes there can be fake outs when there is a lot of momentum and there's a lot of buyers pushing the price up, which we'll explain more later as well. It can sometimes break the resistance momentarily before heading back down. So a good rule to follow is waiting for a break and, some candles to stay above it, right? So if we go over here, we can see that, SPY had a nice move down, a lot of downward momentum here, and it started moving back up, right? And when it moved back up right here, you would see like a little bit of chop, right, before moving back up, and then you would know that it broke, right? It did end up moving back down, but that's a break you want to look for. You want to look for a few candles staying above it and not just, seeing one candle and then hopping into it, because this right here was a fake out. And momentum is very necessary for these to break. If we go over to AMD here, I'll pull up a Bookmap of AMD here, and looking at AMD, right, we do have a Bookmap tutorial, but I'll explain it quickly here. So at this 167 level, we have 11,000 sellers, right? So this is the resistance. So as you can see, we can plot the resistance on the chart here at 167. If we jump back over here to the Bookmap, we can see that we have a support here at 165, right? So we can plot 165 here on the chart. And Bookmap is really useful for this. As you can see the amount of buyers and sellers. So you can see the strength of the resistance. And you're not kind of guessing, like if we went to SPY here, it's not so much guessing because you are noting key levels, but you have evidence behind it, right? So you have evidence of a support here, because when the price hits this 165 mark, right, it will, those orders will fill. So those, if we look at the Bookmap here, those 11,000 orders, almost 12,000 orders will fill, and that buying pressure will move the stock back up, right? The more buys or buyers in a stock, the more it will move up, and the more sellers, it will move down. So as you can see here, we have a bunch of buyers, right? And then we had a bounce, all those orders filled, and it moved back up. So this is also another way to get support and resistance. It's very, very useful. We go over it more in our Discord. If you guys have any questions, feel free to join as well. But as you can see here, again, there was strong upward momentum, and it broke this 167, right? And you could have hopped in right here at this candle and went for like a scalp play, but you do have to be careful. And we only have levels from from the 167 to the 165 here. But overhead, you can kind of see 167.5, right? So 167.5 right around here, just a minor resistance. And it broke through and then moved back down. So Bookmap is really useful for real-time data like that. Like as soon as it breaks, you can see where sellers are entering the market, where buyers are entering the market. So it's very useful as a window to trade in. So you're not just, if you took away the lines, you'd see that you're kind of just trading blind. Like you don't really have anywhere to go off of. Like down here, for example, you could be like, okay, there's not very strong downward momentum, and this candle just touched it. So, I'll hop in for calls, and that would have been a great move, right? Or here you can see that, this candle touched it. The momentum is good, but you wait for the next few candles, and you can hop into puts, and it consequently moves back down. So it's a great rule of thumb in a way to have a window to view the stock with. So like I said earlier, buyers and sellers affect price action. So when there's chop, right? So we can see here that there's 11,000 sellers and 11,000 buyers, and then it's kind of symmetric on the levels in between. Looking at the chart here, we can see that it kind of chopped around for a while, right? It's even chopping around right now in the aftermarket. But that will cause that, if there's an even amount or relatively even amount of buyers and sellers, it will cause chop. Or if you have more buyers, it will cause bullish momentum here. Like there is definitely more buyers here, and I'm sure, a lot of volume coming in, mostly probably buyers coming in here, and that caused that to go up. So Bookmap is a very useful tool, but it is not necessary, because here at SPY, we can see, we noticed the key levels. We plotted them correctly, and that was respected throughout most of the day. Just the only thing with this is you can't really see how buyers and sellers will affect the market and how momentum will, work here. Any final thoughts here, Landon?
Yeah, I mean, so more than likely, if you're watching this video, you're new to this, right? And I understand this could be very confusing. It's a lot to learn at the beginning. But if you come check out the Discord, it's a community of people that are willing to help, guide you through the entire stock market trading, whether it's futures, stocks, options. Like there's people that want to help you in our Discord. And Andrew's been talking about Bookmap. In the Discord, we provide free book maps for any stock you guys want. So yeah, just make sure to check out the Discord if you guys are watching this video.
Yeah, thanks, Landon. Really good point there. I mean, this is not the only education video we will be making, right? There's so much more to learn. I mean, this is not even scratching the surface of things and indicators that can help supplement your trading and make you a better trader. But that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the Trading Table. This has been Andrew and Landon. Be sure to check out our free Discord. Link is in the description, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for a pre-market recap.